Take a look at this hair. That's not one of the neighbor's Christmas decorations. Are you worried about your car door being frozen? Well, these people can't even get into their houses because they're frozen shut. No one in the world can do anything about such natural phenomena other than use a shovel to deal with the consequences. But before we show you the most insane natural phenomena ever caught on camera, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell. It'll bring you good luck in 2021. We hate it when our car doors freeze. Now imagine the whole car freezing. In just one night, freezing rain turned these cars into blocks of ice. Watch the owner put the window down, but there's still a 12mm thick ice crust. Even if he managed to get inside, he still wouldn't be able to leave because the car's wheels were frozen to the parking lot. Look at what happens to car wheels in Kazakhstan. The rubber just falls apart. It's no surprise when you consider the sharp drop in temperature to -50°C that even froze this hair. A squall prevented these birds from taking off, so they suffer the same fate on the ground. Here's what happens to boiling water if you pour it out in these freezing temperatures. Or you could just have no mug at all. This family from Yakutsk can't leave their house after a heavy snowfall because the snow has completely blocked the doorway. Now the man will have to spend a lot of time digging a tunnel. Is this a good excuse to be late for work in Yakutsk? But if you can still get out of the snow, then what about when an icy tsunami covers your house? These happen when a stormy wind kicks up over bodies of water during a thaw. They carry chunks of ice right to the shore, where they turn into a real tsunami. The ice continues to move on land and can slowly creep up to houses and even destroy them. A ton of discarded ice is left in the aftermath, and people's backyards look like the Ice Age. The important thing is that this guy doesn't hide his acorn there. Remember how Kevin McAllister from Home Alone made the ice trap? That's exactly what happened to these buildings in New York, which now look more like a backdrop for the movie The Day After Tomorrow. They became covered in ice in just one night after getting splashed with strong waves and temperatures below freezing. A hammer won't do any good in this kind of ice storm because the ice layer is more than 10 centimeters thick. Imagine what will happen when the ice melts. In warmer weather, strong winds from the ocean can throw a huge foam party. Check out this abnormal amount of sea foam that covered the city with a 3-meter layer of it. Looks like this woman won't be leaving the house anytime soon. But the foamy tsunami only seemed to amuse beachgoers, as did this man, who took up extreme diving from the city embankment. Don't try this at home in the jacuzzi. Now, imagine that instead of foam, the wind is carrying 15 million tons of sand and dust at a speed of 180 kilometers per hour. From above, it looks like a small town surrounded by cliffs, but the people had better hurry home, because in a few minutes, a mile-high wave of sand will completely cover the city. Thanks to this driver, you can get right into the epicenter of the sandstorm and feel what it's like. But don't try hiding from a sandstorm in water, because that's where water spouts form. From a distance, these 2-kilometer-high funnels appear motionless, but in fact, they're spinning at a speed of 250 kilometers per hour and reach way up into the sky. It's very rare to see several water spouts close to one another, but you're in luck, because in this footage, you can see 6 of them at once. But that's not enough to scare the Russian tourists. They haven't left the beach. They're just waiting for the tornado to disappear so they can swim again. Look at how unimpressed these people are by this tornado. Only in Russia. But residents of this Malaysian city were truly lucky, because a tornado the size of a skyscraper changed its plans to visit the city at the last second, and just a few meters from a building. This is how it looked from the window of the hotel room. And if you want to feel the power of a tornado for yourself, welcome to Mount Washington, the windiest mountain in the world. This man is trying to withstand a wind speed of 180 kilometers per hour, almost like in a wind tunnel. And these wet pants turned into ice in 20 seconds, because winds like these make the temperature feel like -75°C. Look at what happens to boiling water in this weather. It just freezes. Ice won't surprise anyone on Mount Washington, but how about ice on the beach in the middle of summer? No, it's not an ice bucket challenge. These vacationers had to literally run away and hide under umbrellas, because suddenly the city got hit by a hailstorm. In just a couple of minutes, the sea disappeared into fog, and the wind started snapping tree limbs. Look, this beach now looks more like a lawn before Christmas. But nature also knows how to do even more sudden things. In 1980, Mount St. Helens began erupting. And then it happened. Within seconds, a 1.6 kilometer high chunk broke off from the huge mountain and descended like an avalanche. Now St. Helens looks like this. Now, do you understand how scary it is to live next to a volcano? Well, the inhabitants of Indonesia, which has more than 100 active volcanoes, see things like this all the time. The Sinabung volcano erupts every 2 years, throwing out a 5-kilometer column of ash at a speed of 700 kilometers per hour. This thick smoke looks like the apocalypse has begun, and the volcano Merapi surprised the Indonesians with pink smoke in 2020. It happened at sunset, and the smoke's unique color was because of the sun, but given how 2020 went, it could have been real. It's good that these volcanoes are visible from afar so you could stay away from them, but imagine how terrifying underwater volcanoes are. You're just sailing along when suddenly, boom, an explosion. The people in this boat are lucky they chose the right course. You are witnessing an underwater volcano become a new island right before your eyes, because lava instantly hardens in the water. Simple clouds can be very scary too. No, this isn't another sandstorm. It's an unusual cloud over Lake Michigan. It looks like a flying mountain coming towards you, and from the water, the cloud looks like a remake of The Mist by Stephen King. I hope it doesn't have huge insects. But a cloud is still a cloud and can't actually hurt you, unlike an encounter with this rare phenomenon. When two fires combine into one, the air heats up rapidly and rises, forming a fire tornado. The temperature of the funnel can reach 800 degrees Celsius, and its height can stretch 5 kilometers into the air. The largest known tornado occurred in Japan in 1923. It was 183 meters tall, almost 305 meters across, and spinning at a velocity of 200 kilometers per hour. Even such a frightening phenomenon is easily explained by science, but a mass beaching of whales remains a mystery. This footage shows more than 400 whales stranded on the shore of New Zealand. People are trying to save the mammals, but they only managed to return 100 individuals to the sea. And here's another example of strange mass animal behavior. Check out these aerobatics performed by thousands of birds. Different flocks literally crash into each other at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour and move as a single organism. At least this way they can wait out the earthquake, but people have nowhere to hide when the ground begins to tremble under their feet. These Nepalese people simply run into the middle of the road because it's useless to hide in buildings. Look at how these multi-ton skyscrapers are shaking. But not even the asphalt can withstand the tremors. The deep cracks that result are enough to swallow up a human leg, or even the wheel of a car. But to see a truly giant crack, you need to go to Africa. This fault is 56 kilometers long and several tens of meters wide. It appeared out of nowhere and is now gradually increasing in size. This is what the crack looks like from the inside. It is so deep that a 5-story building can fit entirely inside it. According to scientists, millions of years from now, this crack will divide Africa into 2 new continents. That's probably enough for today. I still have goosebumps from that sandstorm ride. But what impressed you the most? Write in the comments and don't forget to like the video. See you in the next one.